What is going on, guys? It's your boy Az. We are back here with another video for you guys today, and I thought it was the perfect time to finally get this bad boy out to you guys because yeah, we had actually, and just as a heads up, we had actually recorded this a few weeks ago when I still had power cores. So that's why you'll see here. I didn't just overnight. I didn't get just 10,000 power cores overnight or something like that. But we had recorded this a few weeks ago, and I didn't get the time to pump this out to you guys because we had so much going on. We had the whole Magneto Phoenix Force issue, and then Scopely's response, and then soon after that we had all these other things like the Quasar trials and data mines, and yeah, it never ends. And actually, to be honest with you guys, this is actually a nice week. It's actually a little bit of a slower week for us, and I feel like it was a good time to get this out to you guys finally because it's important. I feel like in terms of arena, this is our source of power cores, and I'll go over some few tips and tricks, and hopefully it helps you guys out in terms of trying to keep or stay within the top 10 or top 20 of arena, as well as the big question that people are probably wondering, like, hey, as should I be bringing up my Fantastic Four MCU to level 110? Like, I mean, are these guys outdated, or should we be doing that with a new team around the corner? Because I have gotten that a few questions regarding that, either through Discord or from some private DMs. And the answer to that is, quite honestly, right now at this point in time, with the resource crunch and the gold crunch, you're still okay. Like, I'd say if you have your MCU characters already at 105, that's great, But if you don't have them at 105, I feel like you would still be manageable because right now, and you guys will see the gameplay here, we don't have characters to 110 yet, and we still are able to compete with the level 110 characters. As some of these, as you guys can see on my screen here, some of these guys just, yeah, they've got 2 or 3 mil punch ups or punch ups on me, or punch downs, I guess. And in this case, we are still able to handle it in a fairly straightforward manner. And I do feel like for the most part, I don't usually drop out of the top 10 unless, unless I'm not, around, or I'm doing something else, or I'm not paying attention to the last few minutes of the arena. But ultimately, it is kind of a timing factor, as well as there is a strategy involved as well. And I'll kind of go through it once we go look at the actual footage. But I do hope that this does make sense for you guys, and hopefully you guys are able to get something out of this video, because I do feel like at some point, yeah, I mean, they should revamp Arena, but I feel like we should take advantage right now of whatever this current style is, and before it changes, we can get some power cores in the process. Nor do I think it will change. I think it's just, yeah, it might change, it might not, but anyways, here is the footage that I have, and then yeah, there's gonna be a couple of pointers and tips and tricks, and hopefully helps you guys out. So one of the key aspects of Arena is the timing factor here. And as you guys can see here, we are sitting comfortably in the top 10 with about, give or take, 15 minutes left. So if you are able, and I think the best part about Arena is you should never get greedy, because being greedy can actually hinder you. And yeah, it's good to know that, because you can in the last 15-14 minutes, there's 2 types of players in Arena. There's the guys that are like me, where we basically wind down the clock and we effectively close out the distance within 5-minute intervals of each other. And then there's other individuals that decide to use all 5 attacks, maybe within the last 5 or 6, 7 minutes. Now, the problem with that strategy is the fact that when the clock starts winding down and you get to like the top 2 or the top 5, that's great. You're sitting in a comfortable position. But then if someone attacked you while you were doing your little frenzy attack, well, let's say you land on rank 2, and then somebody had actually hit you when you were like at rank 15 while you were going through your mad dash, let's call it. Then somehow right in the dying seconds of the clock, the person that attacked you when you were, somewhere in the mid-10s would get your rank 2, and then you would basically get slingshotted to whatever his rank was, or her rank. And it might be like rank 20, rank 18, depending on where they had attacked you. So just keep that in mind. Like, that is something that is a downfall with doing these mad dashes, and timing it is one of the key aspects. So as you guys can see here, because of the timing factor, and usually by the time that Arena closes out on my game time, everyone's usually asleep in my house. So that actually works out in my advantage here. and actually we sit comfortably in the top 10 because not because we're happy with it, but because this is actually an optimal position. So as you guys can see here, there's a lot of there's some pretty big whales here. I'm just trying to see here. I think Valley, yep, Valley's 41. Mobile, I'm also in the same chart as MobileGamer as well, and it does suck because I know that for those guys, they are I have never seen it, but you're gonna see certain people are active during arena, and you're gonna know which ones attack or don't attack. So Valley is with this other guy, Kovac. Brother, I see you, man. I see you. I know you attack, and sometimes I know you get rebounded, or I see that other people attack you and they get rebounded to your rank, and then you rebound back. Yeah, brother, I see you, man. Shout out to you, buddy. Yeah, but for the people that are active, then you're able to kind of do those slingshots, and we're gonna show you guys an example here. So as you can kind of see here, the clock is winding down, and I'm still at top 10. Whoa, 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 Az, why haven't you attacked? Like, someone's gonna attack you for sure, and they're gonna steal your top 10 rank. Well, first of all, being greedy, what I already said is fine. Like, hey, like, don't be greedy, right? Because sometimes people might get desperate, and of course they want to get the highest rank, and they're gonna get scared to get attacked. But the other thing too is, like, guys, we're in the top 10. We should be happy, right? So we're gonna go in here with this is the team that I'm gonna use against this Blue Marvel team, and yeah, as you guys can see here, we don't have anybody that's 105 or 110, just based on our stats, right? We're 8.4 mil, and that's like I said, I don't think this team is going anywhere, and this is still gonna be probably a meta-based team, even despite the fact that everyone's getting 110 with a Nihilus around the corner. It's going to shift some things. But here's the thing. It's going to be a very small pool of people that have a Nihilus unlocked. And even when he is unlocked, 1 or 2 or 4 people might be in your arena chart that have him, but that's not going to change anything, right? That's not going to change anything in your arena. Not for a while. And like if the patterns hold true, like it was the same with the Annihilators, it was the same with Fantastic Four, when all the key pieces are over and done with, it will probably be most likely in the mid-summer or even late summer that the entire meta shifts. So right now, don't worry about like, hey, should I still be leveling up my Fantastic Four? Heck yeah, you should. It's a great team. I'm doing it on my baby account right now, and they freaking wreck. They're keeping me in the top 50 of arena just fine. And yeah, like don't worry about the little stuff like that. And actually, I'm just gonna show you guys an example here. So the clock is gonna wind down here, and I'm gonna fast forward so you guys can see. It's just about a minute or so it wasn't too long, but you guys can see that my rank has actually jumped from 10 to 13 now. So this is what I said. Being patient is very key to if you want to stay in the top 20 or the top 10 of arena. And like I said, not being greedy is also an important factor, because like whether or not I'm in the top 10 or the top 20, it's 50 power cores. I'm not going to cry about it, right? But trying to be realistic and being patient, and as well as not being greedy, is going to make less stress for you guys. So just don't feel like you have to stress yourselves out like, hey, I need to be in the top 10 every single day. No, that's not realistic, right? There's some days I miss it. There's some days we're out with the family or we're out at a movie, and there's just no way I'm gonna do arena when I'm at a movie theater, right? Like, enjoy the moment, right? Have that family time. But in those cases where I am home and everyone's asleep, then guess what? We're gonna be able to do this. And I'm sorry, Mobile. I know your team's 110, buddy. So I'm gonna go in on you, my friend. Apologies for that. I want to show these guys here that we can take your team because you've got a maxed out. You got a maxed out Blue Marvel, and you got level 110. So clearly, you know what's up. You got top characters. And we'll show you guys. We'll show you guys here how we counter this team with this Dormammu team. Apparently, if you use Human Torch, this also works. But having said that, you're gonna get an initial burst of everything from these guys, and it's brutal. Like it honestly feels like you're gonna lose the battle. But don't be afraid, because we're gonna let Franklin do his thing, and then we're gonna get to Sue's turn. And I wouldn't say this combo's perfect. Like, I've definitely lost with it, but the times that I've lost is like within the count of my hands. Like, I think I've lost maybe just a number of times. So right there we basically clear off Blue Marvel. Now, if Professor Xavier was alive, you want to make sure you can special Professor Xavier instead of Blue Marvel. And Blue Marvel will eventually just die from Invisible Woman's. Is it from her passive or something that causes? I don't know. Yeah, but either way, it works out. It works out. I also find that the success of this team works better, especially against these level 110 freaks, is by having Professor Xavier as a fortifier. Now, you guys have probably seen some of my Battle World footage, and you guys have seen, like if you've been watching any of my videos, I'm a big fan of the healer iso-8s and the fortifiers. So right here is important because I'm pausing the game here, not only to verify their stats, so you guys can see here, like everybody's a freak. Mobile, you got a great roster, buddy. And right here, we pause here because we're doing one thing that's important, and we're gonna run the clock. Running the clock in arena is key because remember what I said about slingshotting and people getting into like rank 2 and then they get attacked? Well, the fact that we're in this arena battle right now makes it so people can't attack us. So for the next 3 minutes, I'm untouchable. Unless someone else has already attacked me. And this is important because, you might finish the battle early. And let's say you get to that, like I said, that rank 2. And then somebody else might still be waiting on their clock. So now let's say you jump from rank 2 to rank 1 because you finish another battle. And then that other person finishes and then they slingshot to your rank. So that's why we are running the clock. Okay, so now I've actually cut the last 2 minutes of footage because I didn't want you guys sitting there and watching this, right? Like for the next 2 minutes to hear me ramble. But anyways, so this is where, like I said, it's important to be in the present. Because if you're not paying attention in the last seconds, you could still lose. And this is where we paused it to see where everybody's health is at. So you can usually do this within the last 20 or 30 seconds. And then we know for sure, we know that with Cyclops' ult, we know that's going to kill both these characters because they both have defense down, and doesn't it do like 500% damage? So what I do here is I quickly activate the ult and then I pause again because what ends up happening is right when the clock runs 0, the laser does its job. And now watch. Now we're gonna slingshot. If anybody did attack us, our rank will be unchanged. So we're 11 because he was at rank 11, and now this is great because now we can basically pick again. This one we're gonna pick the Odin team so we can use Emma because it is fun to play against Blue Marvel over and over, but you should also be ready for other alternative teams. And actually, having Emma Frost here is great because lots of people use Odin and think, hey, Odin's the best on defense. Well, no, he's not great on defense. But thank you for the easy win. So this makes it easy. So what I do here is like the similar strategy. Emma Frost will give everybody the extra burst of speed, regardless or not of the ultimates and all the other stuff. And then we clustered everybody together. Professor X does his thing, and guess what? The rest is history. And everybody's blinded, and Odin doesn't do anything. So this makes short work of this team as well. And if you guys recall, we had about like 10 or 15 minutes left, right? So was it 10 minutes or 15? I can't forget. I forget. But it's always good to have a clock near you. So if you have like your iPhone clock, it'll tell you exactly when it hits 10 minutes, 10 o'clock or 9 o'clock or 8 o'clock or wherever you are in the world, depending on when your arena reset is. Mine is approximately 10 o'clock. So that's when it resets. And then, you want to make sure you can give them a buzzer beater. Because that moment where you're locked in now and nobody can hit you, well, we know for sure now we're rank 11. So top 20 is pretty much guaranteed. We're not moving out of, was it top of 10? Top 11? Whatever. We're not moving out of top 20, right? So right here, we've pretty much got everybody down here, and we know we can probably handle one more guy. And then we pause again, and we do the same thing. We do the boring wait game because we're untouchable. We don't need to finish this off. So we zoom ahead here, and now just keep in mind, we're going to finish off the battle, and then we're going to quickly zoom and look at our rank here because now it's reset, right? There was about 10 minutes left or whatever. I was wrong before. But anyways, so there was about 10 minutes left, so now it's the timing of the clock, and you want to make sure you get that buzzer beater. And now you guys will see here. Now we are officially in rank 9. And poor Mobile, he dropped to 17. So what ended up probably happening was when I attacked him at 11, somebody probably attacked me. So then they had taken over my rank, and then they flip-flopped with Mobile. And and here we are, guys. Here we are. We're gonna jump in with the Blue Marvel team one more time so you guys can see, because I don't want to leave you guys with just one footage of it. I want to show you guys And now we've already got our 500 cores. We don't care. But at this point, I just want to show you guys again here that even, given his stats and his increased levels and all the super krakens in my shard, we're still able to take this team down fairly efficient. And I know some people have asked me, like, hey, like, how, why is Dormammu so required in the arena? Well, this is the reason why. He gives everybody a second life. This is actually one of the best teams I even use in arena and in war, because it gives everybody a second life because they can be revived. So then this is a nice one where it's a little different because Blue Marvel actually gets taken out now, but we still sandwich everybody together thanks to Sue. Professor Xavier is going to do his thing, and I hope he doesn't target us, but if he does, it's fine. It's fine because when Professor X gets to his turn, this is a great situation now. I want to show you guys this one because it's always random, but even in a situation where it looks like we're absolutely screwed, Professor X has his he has that barrier, like I said, right? That helps. That's going to give him a lot of sustain. And it looks like right now, like, oh man, like, holy smokes, buddy. I don't know how you're going to win this. And you know what? Even I'm kind of doubtful. I'm like, whoa, this is kind of crazy. But the Fort of Kyre keeps us alive. We know our Professor X has a second life as well. But we don't use the ult. We always use the special. That's going to blind every single character. Professor X is going to die on us. And that's fine. Now we can get to our Cyclops. And guess what? We still have Mr. Fantastic in okay shape. He's going to probably die, though. And, when we get to Professor X's turn, because guess what? He still has a second life. Well, he's going to be able to use his ult. And he's going to be able to clean up the change. And this time, because we are over that timer, we don't care about waiting around. We can just let this bad boy end. And we can hit auto. And that's just, and the rest is history. So, yeah. I hope this was informative. I hope this has made sense for you guys. And hopefully, you guys are able to get some better arena ranks as well. The important thing here to note as well is the fact that we don't try to get greedy. We could easily jump 5 or 6 ranks, and we can go from like rank 9 to rank 6, rank 4. Those are the ranks that everybody wants. Those are the ones that everybody are trying to hit because they want to go higher so they don't think they're going to fall. But guess what, guys? Guess what? When I'm trying to hit top 10 in arena, I never go beyond 5. I always try to hit the 8s, the 9s, the 10s, because nobody hits those. Nobody wants those because they want to get further along. They think, hey, someone's going to sneak into the top 10, and they're going to get the 8 or the 7th. But guess what, guys? The reality is, ones are more likely to be susceptible to slingshots because everyone's trying to get the top 5 or the top 3 or the top 2. When I used to do that, I was always getting attacked and slingshotted. So I found that the best strategy, guys, is to not be greedy. We aim for the 10s and the 9s and the 8s because no one else does. And it seems to work in my shard. It may be different in your shard. Don't get me wrong. It could be. But this is what works for me. And I know this video was quite lengthy with all the footage and stuff, so I do apologize for that. But I hope this has made sense for you guys. Because for me, I've been able to place in the top 10 and the top 20 with a bit less stress. And be realistic, too. You can't get top 10 every single day. So being less stressed out about that is going to give you guys a way easier time to manage. And hopefully this has helped you guys out, giving you some insight on the, my battles against the level 110 characters and why I've decided, hey, I don't need to level up my Fantastic Four MCU to 110. I can wait. I don't need to be falling for their traps. But anyways, guys, it's always a pleasure. I'm glad that I was able to finally get this out to you guys. And I hope this was helpful to at least one person. Otherwise, guys, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.